Hi everyone, it's Kylie here, back with another tutorial today. I'm going to show you how I use my alcohol markers to colour in images. Then I'm going to create a shaker card. So today I'm using these cute little images from Lawn Fawn. The set is called Life is Good, and these ones have coordinating dies, which I love. So I've stamped a number of the images because I wasn't really quite sure which ones I was going to use in the end, but I'll colour in a couple of them and we'll go from there. So I'm going to start with my lighthouse today, and I decided that I wanted the light source to be hitting the front of the lighthouse, so that means I'm going to have highlights down the centre. And I'm going to start with some red markers, DR2, DR4, DR6 and DR7. I use Spectrum Noirs. Now I always start with my lightest colour. There are different ways to colour, but I always like working lightest to darkest. So I use my DR2 to start with and the DR4 over the top, and I'm back with my DR2, just blending those by using a light flicking motion from the out to back into the inside. So now I'm using my DR6, which is even darker, and then I will go back in with my DR4 and blend that colour out again. When I'm adding the darker colours, I never go out over what I've already done. You want those inside areas to be lighter to create your highlights. So the DR7 is a really dark red. I love it because it gives it a really great shadow effect on those edges. Then back in with the DR6 to blend that out, and then I'll use the DR4 to blend a little bit more, and then I'll colour that entire section in with the DR2, and you'll see the effect that it gives. I always work in small sections so the ink doesn't have time to dry and I can get a really nice blended look, and it's a lot easier to work with. So I'm going to speed up the rest of my colouring for the images that I do. It is the same principle throughout. Decide where you want your light source and then work lighter to darker and keep blending those colours together. I'm going to use some yellow markers to create the lights and for the window and the door. So same principle again with the CT2, CT3 and CT4, and then I used an IG1 marker just to create a bit of shadow on my white area. Here's Mr. Little Crab with the orange markers, and obviously same principle for the trees. So once I finish colouring in the images that I decided that I may use, I've die cut them out and started to play around with where I wanted them on my card. I've die cut the foam adhesive and left it in my die cut, and the reason why I do that, left it in my die. The reason why I do that is that stuff is so sticky, it's unbelievable. So leaving it in your die makes it a lot easier to work with to adhere your acetate. So I removed the backing sticky and adhered my acetate on there. I've got 2 panels of acetate for this one because the backing of my card is going to be my actual card. I'm not having a back panel as the background. So 2 clear strips. I've added all my little sprinkles and bits and pieces in there, and die cut my frame. These are dies and the background paper I've used on to cover the front of my card are all from Paper Tray ink, as are the sprinkles. They came in little test tubes with my kit that I had. Then just using some double-sided adhesive, I'm going to put my shaker element onto my card. I was running out of time with this. As you may have noticed, the sun was moving throughout my video, and if I leave it too long, the sun is just crazy. So I stamped Life is Good up the top, just in Memento black ink. And here is my finished card. So if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and you can see this card over at my blog, addicted-to-stamps-kylie.blogspot.com.au. Thank you for watching.